At the University of California, Berkeley, where I got my PhD, a group there is photographing thoughts. In fact, they're basically photographing dreams. And so things that were once considered preposterous, physically impossible, they do at Berkeley. Okay? Photograph a dream. One day, perhaps, you may be able to wake up, push a button, and see fragments of the dream you had the previous night.
I don't know whether that's good or whether that's bad. I do know that it's 9:30.
I think your question should be, I don't know whether it's possible or not, because that's a more pertinent question.
No, we've already done it.
No, I'm sorry. What you have done, what you may have done, is not photograph a dream or not photograph
Not the full dream, but, a little snapshot.
Full or in part, it doesn't make any difference. You do not photograph the mind by manipulating the brain. You can perfectly well photograph or manipulate circuitry in the brain, but that is not the mind. And you're making a confusion between mind and brain that I think is extremely dangerous.
Well, what is your definition of the separation of mind and brain? I have one. What is yours?
My definition.
Oh boy, that's a huge question. I tell you what, it's 9:30. I'll let them have this argument, and then you can all go sign their books, or they'll sign books if you buy them. I miss what I mean. Go ahead. But you're not going to be able to. You're not allowed to do this for half hour. So you have to do in 3 minutes or something.
No, what I just want to make certain that we understand is this. Of course, our mind is the product of the activity in our brain. But it is one thing to talk about the mind that you have subjectively, the mind that we all can have right now. I'm looking at you, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at the audience, and I'm creating a picture of the sound in the room, a picture of them and you in this room visually. That is, in terms of phenomenon, a different level and a different kind of phenomenon from the phenomenon that is going on in the brain in terms of the firing of the neurons and in terms of all the molecular and chemical activity that is necessary for the mind to occur. And this, by the way, is something that is not dualistic. As you probably know or may not know, it doesn't make any difference. I am not a dualist. And I do not think that the mind is a free-floating thing that is unconnected to the brain, but there is something that one needs to be, which is what classical philosophy calls aspect dualism, is that the two things are different, and that the mind is something that is accessible only to the person who owns it. My mind is my mind right now, and nobody has access to it.
Until we read your thoughts.
No, you cannot read my thoughts. You can read the activity. You can read the activity of my brain.
You can do a pretty good job of reading what's in there.
I doubt very much. You can read the activity. You can read the activity of my brain when I'm having my thoughts.
To me, the brain is wetware. The mind is the software. We scientists at the University of California at Berkeley, Jack Gallen's laboratory, you can Google the pictures, have taken MRI scans of the brain, the wetware, converted it into 30,000 dots of electrical activity, then run a computer program on this wetware in order to, from it, extract a photograph of what you are looking at. If you don't believe me, Google it tonight, and you will see how the mind tries to reconstruct pictures and how a computer can mimic that process to create a reasonable facsimile of animals, dogs, cats, people, airplanes, as seen through a computer program.
I entirely agree with you, except that that is not the same thing as photographing a thought. That is a very interesting project about making a series of conversions from activity in the brain to a series of patterns that then, through a computer program, could be reconstituted in what you've just called an approximation.
And then how are you going to get into his head, though? I mean, I know that the Homeland Security would give you a big fat check if you could just see what's on his mind.
Well, all I'm saying is, you can take a postdoc and put him in the MRI machine, have him go to sleep, and then the MRI program will generate pictures. okay? This is coming faster than you think. We're not talking about Freudian psychology. We're not talking about hocus pocus, mumbo jumbo, doodlism. We're talking about photographs of a dream. This is coming faster than you realize.
Well, when you buy his book and he signs it for you, don't think ugly thoughts and don't dare fall asleep in front of him. In his case, you can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
On the right-hand side, you see the computer's guess, and on the left-hand side, the presented clip. This is the jaw dropper. We are so close to being able to do this, we just need to up the resolution. And now remember that when you see an image versus when you imagine that same image, it creates the same brain scan. So this was done with the highest resolution brain scan systems available today, and their resolution has increased really about 1,000-fold in the last several years. Next, we need to increase the resolution another 1,000-fold to get a deeper glimpse.